We have just worked with Brian Olsen and purchased a house in South Jordan on Glenmore Golf Course. And I don't think we could have been happier through the process of working and buying a home with Brian's help. He was just an easygoing guy, no pressure at all, willing to work on our schedule. I don't know how many times we called him and said, hey,
spur of the moment.
Spur of the moment. Hey, we saw a house on Zillow, or we saw this house, or whatever. And he said, let me check on it. And he goes, when do you want to meet? Can we do this afternoon? I don't know how many times we did that. It was called him in the morning. We met that afternoon at a location, saw 1 or 2 or 3 houses, and he was always on call for us. He was always just really pleasant and made us feel very comfortable in the process. We didn't feel pressure at all, okay? And so we didn't mind bugging him that much, actually, because he made it kind of feel like we could. We were really picky about what we liked or what we wanted.
I felt he knew what I wanted probably more than I did, because he asked some very specific questions. What's your lifestyle? What are you looking for in a home? What makes it comfortable for you? What makes it functional for you? I remember this one property in specific. I thought, well, this could work if we did all of this. And Brian says, well, I know one of the things that you really wanted, Georgia, was a lot of natural lighting. And I go, yes, that's very important. He goes, this really doesn't have that. Oh, that's true. And that's something that you can't change.
Brian narrowed it down really quickly and very well for us, and so we avoided seeing lots of houses that we would not have been interested in, just because of his expertise and being able to pretty quickly discern what we were looking for.
On this one, we saw it Saturday morning, and we decided, we'll probably put an offer in on it, later in the weekend. And then we left, and Brian called us within 10 minutes and said, someone has put an offer on it. So we put an offer on, and Brian made several phone calls back and forth over the next few hours. And by the end of the evening, we owned a home.
It had everything that we were looking for in a house, plus stuff that we didn't know we were looking for. I've worked with some other good realtors, but none with the attention that we got from Brian.
I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be very time-consuming, very stressful, not pleasant at all. And like Mike said, it was really enjoyable.
He was always on call for us. The process itself was not stressful for us, and I think most of that had to do with Brian.
He just took care of everything, from finding the properties to scheduling the times to meeting us just before closing with a home inspector.
It was, we looked forward to seeing Brian and meeting up with him and talking about property.
It truly met and exceeded all of our expectations. And I know that sounds
like what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, but it truly did.